If you're thinking about putting the Doona or a car seat stroller combo like this on your baby registry, let's talk about it before you commit, especially to that large price tag. Okay, so first off, I want to talk about the hype. So it's a car seat, a stroller in one. How cool, right? Okay, say baby's asleep in the car. You can take them out and turn it into a stroller and off you go. Again, how great. Okay, say you are traveling. I think travel is where it comes in clutch. Going on an airplane. You could, I believe, take this whole thing on the plane with you. You're not having to worry about them ruining your car seat or your stroller, like in the, plane and loading it up. You have less, say you're taking a road trip and you don't want to put a stroller in the trunk because you have like other stuff in the trunk, cooler luggage. Your car seat and stroller is all fitting in one spot. Okay, so the compactness, the ease of travel, say you're going to a city like New York and you're taking taxis. The car seat and stroller can all clip into a car and you're not like having to do a stroller in the trunk of a taxi or having to necessarily like baby wear all the time, and then say you do want to take a taxi, you should have them in a car seat, so it could be very cool in cities and with travel. Okay, there is some hype to it that is valid. All right, I'm going to give you more reasons though why I would never choose the Doona and why I think the cons outweigh that luxury price tag and basically make it a no for me. So the quick explanation, it is an infant car seat that has wheels that can fold out into a stroller. The handle can telescope out and extend, and you have a very simple stroller. There's no underneath storage. There's no storage on the handle as far as phone, water bottle, things like that. This is a very minimalistic stroller. It's a car seat that transforms. Okay, it has the wheels already on it. So when you're in the car, they fold down and essentially the car seat is there with the wheels, with the handle, and then you do clip it into a base. So it still has that easy clip in, clip out. However, this car seat is going to be heavier. Depending on the car seat you're comparing to, anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds heavier. It's also going to be bulkier. These wheels, they're small, but they're not that small. They're still wheels. Those don't just disappear. And for me, to get a car seat in and out of that door of a car, an SUV, a minivan, whatever it is, it's already kind of bulky to do. Adding this frame, these wheels, other components, to me it sounds very, very bulky to get in and out of the car. And part of the pro to this is you get it out of the car, pop those wheels down, you're good to go. I'm like, yes, but if you're bonking it and I don't see how that's that helpful. I had a travel system. So what I would do if I got somewhere was get out of my car, baby could still be sleeping in the car, quickly go to the trunk. I would get out the stroller. I had a jogger, gray coat. It'll be linked in the description. Have the stroller set up, ready to go. Get baby out. And I would just put the car seat straight into that stroller. So I still wasn't unbuckling them and disturbing them per se. So to me, that argument's not 100% valid. That you have to have this as an easy, keep them asleep. If you buy a travel system where the infant car seat clips in from the start, you can do that. You can make that transition work. Now, one thing I mentioned is that is a minimalistic car seat turned into a stroller. So there is no storage, okay? You have nowhere to put anything. Obviously, you can buy attachments and things like that. But the whole point is it's grab and go. It's well, no, because, I need to clip on the organizer up by the handle. I need to add this basket attachment. That doesn't make it grab and go, all right? So again, marketing can skew your perception of something. Now, another huge point I want to make is the lifespan and the cost. Okay, so an infant car seat for the typical baby, it lasts about 12 months. Some babies grow bigger, faster, and you're done with it at 10 months and you're moving on to the convertible car seat. It would be about the same with the Doona. Now, I have heard the Doonas can run a little bit smaller. Okay, I don't know this for a fact, but okay, maybe you get 1 or 2 less months out of it. Not a game changer, but the point is you still have to move to a convertible car seat at some point. So that's a little bit of even playing field. But I would argue a typical car seat, $200 maybe? It depends. I bought a travel system where it was a car seat, base, and stroller for maybe $350 at the time. So it does depend if you're buying a car seat with a base, with multiple bases, and with a stroller or not. The Doona, however, is gonna run you $600, $650, something in that range, depending on the day and the price. And you're getting a car seat. I don't know if that includes the base. And then you're getting a car seat that transforms into a stroller, which is great. But then here's the thing. You're all excited. You got this stroller, but then they outgrow it. And they didn't just outgrow the car seat. They outgrew the stroller and the car seat. So now you have nothing. You're starting over. You got to go buy a convertible car seat and you need to buy some sort of stroller. Versus me with my travel system, once they didn't fit into the infant car seat anymore, essentially like put that aside, we still had our jogger stroller. We were still ready to go. We had to buy a convertible car seat for a bigger baby. That was fine and dandy, but we already had the stroller part covered. Okay, so just a thought on comparing prices and longevity of an item. Okay, now I want to talk about real life situations. So this is going to depend on your lifestyle. If you live in the city, could be more practical. If you're going to, little cutesy towns and stuff, could be practical. I don't love taking strollers into places like metro-y city places. My stroller was for places like parks, apple orchards. So I had a big old jogger and I didn't mind that it was big. Okay, if you're taking your stroller into grocery stores, into little shops, the Doona is small, it's compact. It will not feel massive and cumbersome like a jogger would, or like people that are doing the Wonder Wagons. Those things are a tank. So that would be a pro to the Doona, is how minimal and like small it is. But here's the thing, picture going into a restaurant. Some people love this because they're like, yeah, I don't have to like lug that awkward car seat. But for me, okay, you got out of your car, boom, turn it into a stroller, stroller it into the restaurant, and then they're like, right this way, and they take you up 3 steps, and you have this like stroller you're kind of awkwardly lifting. I don't like taking strollers into places. I really don't. For me, strollers are outdoor items. They're not indoor items. Just my opinion and my lifestyle. You got to think of you and what you're going to do. But for me, I would rather just carry that car seat into the restaurant. And then typically we would get a booth and try to set them in the booth beside us, like sideways. And that worked really well. Now the Doona potentially would work and fit there just as well. I don't know if they're wider or not. Depends on what car seat you're comparing to. But it's like you're going like car seat, stroller, car seat. And it is heavier when you do, say, want to take it into the restaurant and you don't want to turn it into a stroller. You're carrying extra weight and extra bulk. They definitely look bulkier as a car seat that you're carrying. In that way, I would not want it to transform into a stroller. I just want a basic car seat that I can carry in and set into the booth. Same with the grocery store. I would take the whole car seat in and set it in the cart, or I would wear a baby in a wrap or a carrier because I don't like to go to the grocery store and push a stroller, because then I'm pushing a stroller. How am I pushing a cart? It doesn't make sense to me. And for me, the stroller was not a grocery store item. It wasn't. So you got to think practically and usefully. If it is for you, maybe the Doona is right for you. But in my opinion, it's not a place for strollers. The other thing I would say about it as a stroller, I wanted a jogger. I wanted big wheels. All right, I wanted my stroller to go to the pumpkin patch, the apple orchard, parks, off-roading, trails. The Doona is going to have smaller wheels. And if they're plastic, you are going to feel every bump. Okay, it's not going to be good on like rock paths or cobblestone. Whereas I had a pumped up air in it kind of tire, and I loved it. So for me, it's also what kind of strollering are you doing and where do you want to use it? All right, I wanted that outside stroller, that heavy duty. I did not want a chintzy city indoor stroller. You can fact check me, and if I'm wrong, please comment it. But I believe the Doona may not be allowed in Canada for safety reasons. I don't believe it passed their safety testing. And I heard this the other day because, now they're making infant car seats that like rotate. So it's easier to buckle baby and get baby in and out. Well, infant car seats, or maybe they're convertible car seats, I guess. But I heard something the other day and it said, the more features the car seat has, typically the less safe it is. Because they're worried about all these conveniences and bells and whistles, the safety gets lowered. Okay, not like intentionally, it just happens to get lowered because of all the add-ons. So I would look into safety before purchasing this. It is a very expensive item, and it may be one you enjoy, it may not be one, but at the end of the day, the point of a car seat is safety. So again, when does the Doona make sense? When you live in the city, taxis, airports, airplanes, frequent travelers might love the Doona. And another place it might make sense is if you live in an apartment maybe, where you're parking and having to maybe take an elevator up a couple floors and you are carrying a lot of things up and down. Often it might be nice to be able to pop them in and out of that easy stroller. That would be an example, okay? So again, if it fits your lifestyle, go for it. But make sure it fits your lifestyle before you make the investment. So for me, my alternative that worked for me was the Graco Fast Section Fold Jogger Travel System, okay? Car seat clipped in. I do recommend a travel system, whatever style you want to go with. I went with jogger because I wanted big wheels. But if that car seat can clip in, you can use it from day one, and you don't always have to transfer them and unbuckle them, okay? You just take it out of the base, put it in the stroller. That can work. Another option, if you like easy and fast, is maybe you use the Doona when they're itty bitty and then depending on their strength or size. And when you're done with the Doona, maybe you get an umbrella stroller, something really lightweight and very affordable. And maybe that's your next step up. You can get an umbrella stroller for like 20 bucks. So maybe you invest heavily in the Doona and then you invest really light in your toddler stroller. You can find something that's like kind of an in-between as well. There's so many options. What I think you need to focus on is, where are you going to use this stroller? Are you going to museums and aquariums and the zoo? Are you going to parks and ball games and the apple orchard? Are you indoor shopping with it? Where are you going to use the stroller versus where are you going to put a car seat, maybe in a cart, or where maybe in a carrier? What makes sense to you and your lifestyle? The Doona is one of those products that looks like this game changer, but for some people, it simply isn't. For some people, it is a temporary convenience that adds more trouble later. For some people, it's not worth the hype. For me, the weight of the item, the lack of storage, and honestly, just the negatives, the cons that come with it would not do it for me, and the Doona would not be on my list. So if you're a mom that's feeling overwhelmed with choices and needs to narrow down and focus on your lifestyle, I offer a service. It's Baby Registry Reviews. It will be linked down in the description. We talk about your lifestyle specifically and go over your needs. What items should you get? What items should you skip? If you are interested, check that out down in the description. I hope I can help you make the right decisions on your baby registry. Until then, have a great day.